Hey folks, in this video I'm sorting out all my battery storage and charging station. Now, I recently built this unit here. I built it to house my air compressor, and I don't know if you can see in there, but rather than just have that open to the room and then have a wasted space above it, I decided to make a cabinet to hold it. But the main purpose was to put some soundproof boards on here, which is what these are, all around the inside and on the top, and to deaden the sound of the compressor. So that sort of houses the compressor nice and neatly. But what I'm going to try and be doing today is sorting this lot out. On top of all the batteries for tools, I've also got chargers like this and this for the camera batteries that all need solving, all in that one station that's going to go above here. Let's cut some wood and then I'll go with the design. So for those of you who haven't seen a video about 3 videos ago, I made this fence similar to the bow fence system, but with this extra add-on and a few other extras like the calculator tray and the tool tray, like for your measuring tape or your digital angle finder. But this gives you support on a job site saw, which you lose if you have an auxiliary fence, because you can't use the inbuilt fence's support here. In this instance, I've got support here, so it wouldn't be too bad. But if you were just, cutting a piece a little bit shorter, you'd have no support there. So that's what that's about. Go and check out that video. I'll put a link in the description for that if you want. Okay, so I've got to cut 2 pieces that are 18mm thick. So I'm going to use my thin rip jig. Well, I don't know if it's really a thin rip jig, but it just gives a bit of space between that and the blade. Just rest those on there to hold it in. They're not required. And then I want that 18mm from the blade. That's about right. So this is the design. It's a simple box, but there's a few little things about it. This bottom tray here is for the chargers. There is a gap between here to allow the plugs to go through. This back panel here, if I just flip around the back, this back panel will house the power strip, sorry, and all the plugs will charge in there, and all the cable management will go on back here. On this top shelf, all the batteries will get stored, all the tool batteries at least, and then there will be some holes through here with a little bit of 3D printing to house 3 USB cables and a pin jack for chargers like this, so that I can charge my camera equipment and then unplug it, and then just have some cables coming out the top. That's my cut list of all the parts broken down. Let's crack on. Planning where the pocket hole screws are going to go. Here's a little tip for you. This tip basically is when I'm aligning up, I'm putting the pencil mark so I can see it through that hole. So I just need to move it left slightly if I want it to be bang on, but I'm not that precious about it, he says. So just to say, I'm using pocket holes, but you could obviously just use screws straight through the other side. You could use dowels, dominoes, any method of joining. But I've just opted for pocket holes because it's fast and easy. It just holds it all nice and tightly together whilst I get the first screws in. So I'm just checking with my fingers if it's flush here before I tighten in the screws. Then the next job is to make sure that this distance here, which is 91, should be 91 there. So rather than turn a clamp into a spreader, I'll just use this as a spreader. Oh, spot on that side. Hang on. Yeah, something like this definitely didn't need glue. Pocket holes are more than enough. So I just need to check what height I'd planned. I need to be 230 from here. I'm just going to put one of the chargers here and just see. What height is that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give myself 10mm more than I wanted. Well, let's go 240. I'm going to add the 18, so 258 there. 258, which should be perfect. Got there. These two edges need to go on. So I'm just going to drill the holes for the cables now. I need 5 of them. Ideally, I would have done this before attaching this. So what I'm doing is just marking the centre of where I want the holes, and then I'll take the tape where I've got the holes, and I'll be able to put those on the centre of the line. Just a little pilot for each one. Right, I found some screws. Perfect, that works. Right, do I varnish it or do I paint it? Painting it black or varnishing it clear? I think I'll paint it. Let me know in the comments if, I know it's birch ply and really it's a crime, isn't it? It's not walnut, so. To go to this much effort, something has got to bother you about this, hasn't it? All these wires, all these different types of chargers. Why they don't just have one standard charger and one type of battery connection? I don't know how much of that you managed to see, but basically what I've done is attached a power bank, plugged all the plugs into the power chargers underneath. This USB plug serving 3 cables right now, but it will serve 4 at some point. And then pass them through these holes. The wire to the mains is over here, going through out that side. So that's the back side of it. So to stop these wires falling back down that hole there, to help with cable management, what I've done is 3D printed these 2 halves of a, I suppose, a capped retainer. Now you can get hold of these files over on my website for free, and I've got a whole bunch of other files that are going on the side of the unit in a second, which I think you might find useful. But today's video sponsor is PCBWay. So if you don't have a 3D printer but you like this idea, well, when you see the idea, you can download the files for free from my website, then head over to PCBWay.com and you can upload these files, pick your color, pick your filament type, your infill, and then you get an instant quote. There's 24/7 support, and yeah, you get them sent really quickly. I think a 2 to 3 day turnaround. It might even be quicker than that. Now, PCBWay originally built circuit boards and the like, and now they do CNC manufacturing. You can get aluminium pieces, titanium pieces, SLA, SLS printing, and this is FDM printing. So if you're interested, go over there, look for the FDM printing, and then, yeah, like I say, pick your colors. Let me just push that back up against the wall. We'll load it up, and then what we'll do is I'll show you what's going on this side of the box. Yeah. I left this hole here in case I have a power need coming out this side. I don't right now, but the next thing I've 3D printed, I have a mount for my little 12-volt drill. So that's going to go on there somewhere. And this will go just above it, something like that. So this is the mount for the accessories. You just click on like that. And again, I'll put this is my own version of this mount, so I'll put this on my website as well, and you can get that for free as well. This mount I got off of either Thingiverse or Make a World or Printables, I can't remember which. I use all three. Just mount this as well. Yeah, so that's my charging station, all complete. I've got some storage on the side for my 12-volt drill and accessories. If you'd like the 3D files, they're on my website, stuffimade.co.uk. And if you're interested in plans for this, then comment. And if there's enough comments, I will put some plans together and put them on my website too. All right. Oh, sorry, I'm not in view there. Take care. See you next time.